Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we just had SmackDown here on the 25th, so I figured we'd go over it. A lot of stuff happened. It felt very random. I really felt like this is probably one of the most random episodes of SmackDown, and I've been struggling to feel that SmackDown is on the right path right now. They have a lot of stuff good going for them, but they also have a lot of stuff bad, so let's just jump into it. So it started off with the Hulk Hogan Town Bell salute. I don't really know. I'm not gonna try to touch on that subject altogether. I mean, Hulk Hogan didn't seem to be the greatest guy in the world. It's, when somebody dies, when you're not very well liked, a lot of people want to make fun of it and all that. I'm not gonna really do all of that. It was still nice for WWE to, at least do something about it. So I'll put it up there in S tier. I mean, I personally couldn't care. I skipped over it, to be honest. I would have skipped over it pretty much if it was anybody. It's just one, it's just kind of like the immersion of wrestling, and it's okay to honor somebody, but in general, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a strong feeling on it, so I just wanted to touch on it, but nothing too crazy. Then we had Logan Paul coming down, or I guess like interrupting the announcers, but he just came down talking about, taking out Jelly Roll, being the outsider, and setting up their WrestleMania match more with this tag match. Honestly, I'm not really opposed to it. When you got the WrestleMania, I say WrestleMania because it feels like WrestleMania, SummerSlam, because it being two nights and being so stacked with the amount of matches, it doesn't feel like it's that crazy. When a lot of people thought originally SummerSlam was going to be five matches each night, people were like, "Well, this is going to be crazy," like this is we're going to have like stupid matches. But I feel like most part, all the matches are pretty solid. This one even has had a nice build with having outside wrestling stuff and all that. But it looked pretty decent. Jelly Roll looks decent in the ring. I don't think he's extremely talented with his stuff, but I think he's competent enough to not make this match look terrible. I think most of it's going to be coming down to Randy and Drew McIntyre. I mean, obviously Logan Paul knows how to wrestle, so it shouldn't be as bad, but we'll see how that goes. I'll put it up in S tier. I thought it was pretty decent. Next up, we had our first match of the night. It was Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez. I'm liking Roxanne Perez getting some wins finally. This match itself, I thought was pretty good. Obviously, had a lot of outside distractions. I did think the little side caveat thing I wanted to say. This is Cleveland. We're Cleveland at the beginning of WrestleMania's push for Charlotte Flair booed her, and they were absolutely behind her now. So I feel like Alexa Bliss has really changed Charlotte Flair's projection, and every time that they go out there, there's like a bigger percentage that I actually think they're going to win SummerSlam. That maybe if I see them enough, that all of a sudden I will pick that they win. This match I thought was pretty decent. It wasn't anything too crazy. I put it in B. I enjoyed it. I don't know if anybody would necessarily say it was the best. Roxanne had a new um, what is it, Fame. I still 50-50 on it. I like the start of it because it's kind of similar to her old one, and then it kind of goes into like a Judgment Day-ish type stuff. So I guess I have to hear it a couple times before. Then we had Chelsea Green backstage. I just wanted to talk about Chelsea Green here because it's like I feel like they've just kind of put her into that jobber role again. She kind of got out of it with the U.S. title. She looked pretty strong when she had the U.S. title and had like her whole section of like having the secret herbist, but she's just kind of slid down there. Like I liked the backstage promo itself because she was talking crap about Jade Cargill, and then Jade Cargill was actually still behind her. It's kind of those classic things. I guess it's fine, but I'll put it up at B. I just don't know what they've done with her character or what they're gonna do. Then we get a match between Chelsea Green and Jade Cargill, basically a squash match. And then after the match, they beat down Jade Cargill, and then Tiffany comes in for the save. I thought that was a little random. I know obviously Tiffany is kind of like in between a babyface heel. I don't really know. I don't think they know what they're doing with her on that. It just kind of felt odd. I mean, in general, like this, she shouldn't have made the save. It just didn't make a lot of sense, even just for Tiffany's character. The match itself, like I said, was a squash match. Really had nothing to do with anything. Didn't even look that good for a squash match. I'm gonna put it down at D. Next up, we had um, it started with what Jacob Fatu and the Miz. The Miz slapped Jacob Fatu in the face. They had a match. Uh, It was okay. It was cooking for a little bit. We obviously knew it was going to end up in just Solo destroying him. And Jimmy tried to save him, but it didn't last too long. It made Solo look pretty strong going into their Wrestle or SummerSlam match, so I thought that was pretty good. I put the match itself down in the C. Just wasn't anything too special. They basically let Miz just kind of job out in his hometown. I kind of thought that was kind of dumb. Then we had Cody Rhodes, just kind of having a lot of the legwork in this promo, or I would say rivalry with John Cena. I think it did good. He kind of fired up everybody for this street fight. I put him up in S. I still feel like he's not gonna win either way. I feel like a lot of people think he's gonna turn heel and he's gonna do this and do that, which honestly I would be down for and behind. But I think that whole like Street Fighter movie coming out is gonna be that whole caveat that we're not gonna see him, so he's probably not gonna win. But I could be wrong with that. Then we had a little bit of a backstage promo with Zelina Vega confronting Julia and Kiana James. Kiana, I always get her first name wrong. Is now Julia's manager. I like it. I like the idea. I'm assuming mainly it's set up one to give her something to do as she's still trying to get back to full like ring ready. I think it would be is it going to be a pretty good idea for Julia because hopefully it helps Julia not have to be like completely reliant on having to like know her English and do all that type of stuff. I think having a little bit of a mouthpiece is nothing bad in this day and age because it's going to end up letting Julia just do what Julia does best. It's just to have the aura and go out there and win. So I like the idea. I'm going to put it up in S tier. It's very new, so there could be a lot that goes wrong. But for right now, I'm excited for it. Then we finished off the show with the tag team champions, the Wyatt Sick versus Andrade and Ray Phoenix. The match itself was doing pretty good. Obviously, started breaking down, and then all hell broke loose with all the tag teams coming out, being a DQ to set up a giant SummerSlam TLC match. So, first part with the match, I thought it was doing really well. It definitely felt like they were going to probably do the way they were going to give them the belts. Obviously, Nikki Cross was able to grab the ref out and pull the ref out, which caused the DQ. But it was like they kind of, we knew this was going to be kind of a vessel for the rest of the tag division. It kind of feels that way right now. I've noticed that with a lot of the title runs have been pretty similar, where the tag team champs they win and then they immediately have a bunch of hot tag teams trying to go after them. They maybe beat one of them, then the second time they get bought out by some type of interference, and then by the third time they've now lost it. So I definitely think the Wyatt Sick are losing at SummerSlam, but being that the Wyatt Sick haven't even been on PLEs or anything, it is still a nice touch that they're going to go there. So I'll put the match in B. Obviously, there was no contest, so there wasn't really much, and I'll put the SummerSlam match up in S. I think overall I put the show into B. Some of it just felt very random. I don't think they really had much of a game plan for this one. It felt very thrown together. I mean, we had three matches there that just kind of felt out of the blue with no type of rivalry. I mean, Jade Cargill, Chelsea Green really was just based off of their interaction in the back, and that Chelsea Green believed that she should have been Queen of the Ring, so it wasn't anything too crazy. The tag match was, I think, the Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, and the tag match were those two were, I guess, planned ahead of time, and then the Miz and Jacob Fatu was just completely random. So I guess 2 out of 4 is okay, but that's the only problem with SmackDown. Like, there's only 2 hours, so they only have the 4 matches, just like Raw. And I think it's very hard to get screen time when you only have 4 matches. And I feel like they just need to figure something out there. I feel like there's something there where they can do something to get another match in there that will still be pretty decent, like a 7 to 8 minute match, and try to get 5 out of each show because so many people are not getting the opportunities that they need, and then it just kind of sucks. So yeah, altogether, I thought, like I said, B episode. But if you guys like these SmackDown reviews, and if you like anything SummerSlam, I'm going over every single match in painstaking detail for the entire week. So there'll be 2 to 3 videos every single day because there's a lot of matches to cover. And I should have started it earlier, but I didn't. So there we go. So until next time, this has been Japan. Bye, guys.